vlogging. We're vlogging. It is Friday. I have been craving Mexican food for the past 2 days, and I was really looking forward to going and having Mexican food for dinner tonight, and then going to get some groceries. But we're snowed in, so we can't go anywhere. Luckily, we have a bunch of chips at home, and then we have this nastiness. I haven't cooked canned chili in forever since I decided to cut out processed foods, but that's what we have. So we're making some like Frito pie, or Jared gets Fritos, and then I'll use tortilla chips. And Jared's shredding some cheese, and then I cut up some fruit and a bunch of vegetables, and I made some hummus, homemade hummus earlier. So we're just having a feast of random stuff for dinner. Here it is, some Frito pie for Jared, and I have regular tortilla chips and some pretty veggies with hummus and orange and pears. It's Saturday and we have no baby tonight, so we are having a date night and getting my Mexican food like I wanted.
My mouth's on fire.
And Jared got some brisket tacos. It's really dark in here, so probably stupid to vlog.
Your mouth on fire.
Brisket tacos, and I got a salad and some of their tortilla soup because it's so good, and chips and salsa. It's Sunday and I'm about to make dinner. It's called One Pan Mexican Quinoa. It's from damndelicious.net. I've made it once before and I really liked it, and Jared is about to leave to go out of town for a couple days, so this is what I'll be having for dinner tonight and tomorrow. But here's the ingredients. I just washed some quinoa. It's a cup of quinoa. And I minced up a jalapeno and 2 cloves of garlic. And then it's also going to have corn and some black beans. I made my own black beans in the crock pot the other day. I got that idea from how Jen does it. Some fire roasted tomatoes. Gonna cook this in olive oil, and then just some vegetable broth, cumin, chili powder, kosher salt, and then black pepper and some lime juice, and then we'll put some, I'll have to chop up some cilantro also, and I'll probably eat it in a corn tortilla, but I'll show you guys how I cook it. Okay, so I've been letting I'm burning the garlic, so I need to go ahead and add the vegetable broth, the fire roasted tomatoes, so not drained or anything, the beans, like 1 can worth of beans, 15 ounces, and the quinoa, and also the corn, 1 cup of corn, and a teaspoon of chili powder and a half a teaspoon of cumin. And you're going to bring that to a boil and also season to taste with some salt and pepper. And it smells very fresh and delicious. All I did was start chopping up the jalapeno first thing, and Jared walks in and said, "It smells amazing in here." I was like, just the jalapeno. Okay, so I added some kosher salt and black pepper, and I'm bringing it to a boil, and then we're just going to turn it to low, cover it, and let it simmer for 20 minutes. Okay, so I have let it cook for about 20 minutes, and it's all done. Still smells yummy. And now I'm going to add the juice of 1 lime. I like liminess. And the cilantro. Calls for 2 tablespoons worth. I know that's not 2 tablespoons, but I can add more to the top when I'm eating it if I want. And in the directions it also says to stir in the avocado, but I'm just going to do that as I'm eating it. So there you go. So I guess this is technically a vegan meal if you left it like this, or you could add cheese on top or sour cream. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. You can eat it just by itself, or rolled up in a tortilla, or with some chips, dip some chips in it. I think I'm going to put it in some corn tortillas. So it's Meatless Monday. I'm about to heat me up some leftovers, but I just wanted to show you guys how much it makes. I'll be eating on this all week for lunch probably. And I even gave my grandpa some to take home. So if you don't want this much left over, if you make this, you could just make half of it. But really healthy, like I said, really good. I didn't show it the finished product last night because my grandpa came over but I'll show you in just a second. Okay, there it is, very simple. Just threw it into some corn tortillas, and these are corn tortillas from Whole Foods. I really like them. They're 10 for $1, and the only ingredients in them is like the corn and, let me see, organic whole corn, water, trace of lime. So I just really like the taste of them, and you could keep it vegan and not add the cheese, but I mean, I love cheese. And the reason that Jared doesn't care for this is he doesn't care for quinoa. Anytime I make a meatless meal with quinoa, he doesn't seem to care for it, but I don't really know why. He's weird. I like all the meatless quinoa dishes that I make. Let me know if you guys try this out. It's really good and really healthy. So I'm going ahead and getting tomorrow's dinner ready. I'm making green chili enchiladas. I came across a random YouTube video of a lady who made it. It's made with beef, and she used canned green enchilada sauce. Well, you know me, I wanted to make my own. So then I came across this recipe, and this video, and I just decided to go with her homemade green sauce. And I kind of wish I would have watched more or looked at more recipes, because she doesn't give detailed instructions, and I hope I'm doing it right. She says to boil the green tomatoes, but she doesn't say for how long or anything. So that's what I've been doing, is boiling the green tomatoes and a jalapeno. And she just shows herself putting them straight into the blender, but like, look at this stuff. I'm gonna have to take that off and then cut that part out, right? So I'm gonna do that and then put these into the blender. Okay, so I got the tomatoes. I don't know whether you take the skin off or not. And the jalapeno in there. Now I'm gonna add some salt. I don't know how much. Let's make it taste good. And 2 garlic cloves. And half a cup of chicken broth. She calls it chicken soup. I was like, what does she mean by chicken soup? Let's add a little bit more. Okay, and then I'm going to blend it up and taste it. Okay, so after I blended it, she said to put it back in your pan and boil it for about 10 minutes, and it didn't have a whole lot of flavor. I think that I should have at least kept some of the seeds on the jalapeno. So I kind of put them back in here, and I'll take them out when it's done. And I added a little bit of cumin and some black pepper because I'm trying to get more flavor, and I hope it doesn't come out gross because I don't really know what I'm doing. Okay, so I let it sit for a while, and then took the jalapeno things out, and I can definitely taste the cumin. I think I added a little bit too much, but it tastes very fresh, so we'll see how it tastes on the enchiladas tomorrow. I'm gonna let it cool down and then put it in the fridge, and so it shouldn't take too long to cook dinner tomorrow. Okay, so I've got the Mexican rice going right now. I just put a cup of white rice in some olive oil, and then added a teaspoon of garlic salt and a half a teaspoon of cumin. Let it cook for a little bit. You're supposed to stir it constantly. And then added some chopped onion. So I'm letting those get soft. And then I'm going to add 2 cups of chicken broth and a half a cup of tomato sauce. Bring it to a boil and then let it simmer for about 25 minutes. And I'll put the enchiladas together. Okay, so now we're going to get started on the enchiladas. I'll share the video where I got this from, but I'm changing it up some. Using corn tortillas, I warmed them up in some damp napkins. Hopefully they won't break. And I went ahead and made the meat last night to save me time today. And I made the sauce. So I'm going to fill them with the meat and tomato mixture and put them in my pan that I sprayed. And Jared's back home. He's been eating out a lot, so he's probably not going to like this.
what have I had? Prime rib, maybe.
And he's
Now it's back to ground beef.
Hey, that's expensive $10 ground beef. And here I have the rice going, and the secret I've learned is to make sure you need to cover it and let it simmer for like 25 minutes, and I stir it at least 3 times during that 25 minutes, because when I haven't stirred it before, I notice it does not come out good. So that's my tip. Here they are all rolled up. I just filled them up with meat and a little bit of cheese, and I'm gonna pour the green sauce over top, and then we'll cover it with cheese. Here they are with lots of cheese, but probably not enough, but that's all we have. So So I'm gonna put them in the oven for uncovered for 30 minutes. Okay, here it is all done. I think that the enchiladas came out good. I don't know what Jared really thinks. He's not much of an enchilada person, but
They're good.
it's homemade sauce and everything. And for the meat, I just cooked the meat with onions and garlic powder, salt and pepper, and then added the can of tomatoes drained. They're pretty healthy, I guess, except for the cheese. So you could also make them with chicken, but I think they're pretty good. And we also have a salad. Who wants that when you get this? This is what's for dinner tonight. It's Thursday. It is cream cheese chicken chili. All it is I used a little over a pound of chicken, and then some black beans, and some corn, frozen corn that I had, a can of Rotel. It calls for a package of ranch dressing mix, and I used the homemade ranch dressing mix that I've been using from How Jen Does It, and a teaspoon of cumin, a tablespoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, and then you put a block of cream cheese on the top. Cook it on low for 6 to 8 hours. We've had it cooking for about 7. And then Jared shredded the chicken and I just got home and we're about to eat. And that's all there is to it. It tastes very good. It's one of Jared's favorite meals. And I know that I should make something green to go on the side, but it's kind of late. I've been at work. It's been a crazy day and I don't really feel like it. So I think I'm just gonna eat this, and I'll probably make JoJo like a grilled cheese or something because I know that she won't eat this. Anyways, that's what's for dinner. And I forgot to say that I added a little bit of chicken broth to it when I put it all together at the beginning so that it would be a little more soupy. So that's not in the recipe, but I added that because I had some in the fridge.